Hey there, it's Rory. Today we'll be looking at a Whirlpool built direct drive washer that has become unresponsive due to issues with the drain pump or the lower harness. If you're faced with this problem, don't worry, we'll walk you through it step by step. But before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more helpful DIY appliance repair guides. We'll be inspecting the drain pump and lower harness, and I'm confident that by the end of this video, you'll be ready to get your washer back up and running. Let's get started and solve this together. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. For today's work, we'll need a multimeter, a nut driver, a putty knife, and channel locks or slip joint pliers. Also, please remember that safety comes first. Always disconnect your washer by unplugging it or switching off the breaker before accessing or replacing any parts. The drain pump is one of the first components the washer attempts to verify upon being plugged in or started. This is to prevent an accidental overflow. If the drain pump cannot run for whatever reason, then the washer will become unresponsive or seem to be dead, as it will not allow itself to be tricked into putting in water that it cannot be sure it can get rid of. An unresponsive unit does not necessarily mean one that won't power up. Sometimes you may have one that is powering up after it has been reset or allowed to sit for a length of time, but doesn't really seem to be doing anything after that. Regardless of whether it will or won't power up, we'll be going to the main control board first. To access the main control, we'll get the control panel out of the way. So go ahead and disconnect power and water to the washer if it isn't already. Remove the 2 screws at the rear of the console. Some models use hex heads and others use torque. Raise the lid, push back on the console, and slide the putty knife between it and the top panel at one of the front corners to depress the console clip. Repeat this on the other side to separate the console from the top panel. Close the lid and tilt the console forward. This will give us access we need to the main control. Look for the J15 connector. It might not be marked on the board, but it will be a 4-position connector with 3 or 4 wires in it. Some models will have white, pink, and orange, while others will also have a blue wire. Disconnect this J15 from the board. If you need some help with how your multimeter works, there is a video by our tech David linked in the comments below going over the various functions and how to use your multimeter. Take a resistance reading on the J15 harness from white to pink. This should read about 17 to 22 ohms. If it isn't, then we'll need to go to the drain pump for further testing after we're done here at the main control. Now we can plug the unit back in. After it has been plugged in, there should be an LED on the main control that comes on and blinks rapidly for about 30 seconds before going to a slower, steadier blink. If it doesn't come on at all or keeps flashing rapidly, then there may be something wrong with the main control board. But today we're focusing on the lower harness and the drain pump. The reason we're plugging it in now is to see if the failed drain pump or lower harness may have taken out the main control. Once we've checked the LED on the main control, we can disconnect the unit from power again. If you find that you need to test at the drain pump, I would recommend reconnecting the J15 and popping the console back in place. Simply flip the console back over and press down until the clips engage. No point in risking damaging the console and creating more work if we don't have to. To test at the drain pump, lay the washer on its front panel. You may want to lay down a blanket or some cardboard to prevent scratches. Look for the 2-wire connector with pink and white wires on the drain pump and disconnect it. Use your multimeter to take a resistance reading directly on the pins of the drain pump. Again, we're looking for 17 to 22 ohms. If this is not present, then the drain pump will need to be replaced. If it is present, but the reading at the board was not, then the lower harness will need to be replaced. Loosen the hose clamps on the inlet and outlet hoses to the drain pump, then disconnect these hoses. Remove the screws holding the drain pump to the tub and take the pump out. Here's the drain pump. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. Hold the drain pump in place on the tub and start the 3 screws, then tighten them down. Reconnect the inlet and outlet hoses and put the hose clamps back on, and reconnect the harness to the pump. Stand the unit up, reinstall the screws in the back of the console, connect water, and plug in the washer. To remove the lower harness, disconnect each of the connections in the machine compartment area. Take out the screws holding the drain port, the wire harness cover, and the lower back panel, then pop the clip holding the drain port to the rear panel, and remove the harness cover and panel. Disconnect any clips or ties holding the harness to the tub. The pressure hose will come with the harness, so we'll be replacing it as well. Stand the washer up, pop the clips on the console, and lay the console on its face. Take a picture of all the connections on the main control and then disconnect them and the pressure hose. Thread the harness and the hose through the back panel and remove it from the unit. Here's the lower wiring harness. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at appliancepartspros.com. Thread the harness and the hose through the back panel, reconnect each of the connectors on the main control, resecure any ties or clips from there all the way down to the bottom of the washer, and reconnect the pressure hose on the main control. You should be able to go ahead and put the console back in place as well. Then lay the washer on the front panel once more. Reconnect and secure each of the connections in the machine compartment, pop the drain port back in place, reinstall the rear panel and wire cover, and then the screws. Stand the washer up and reconnect power and water. If you had a failed drain pump or lower harness, it is likely that the washer will go into an emergency drain cycle once it has been plugged in, powered up, or a cycle has been attempted. This cycle will run for 6 to 10 minutes. Just let it go. Once it stops, your washer should be ready to use. If you've identified the issue with your washer as the drain pump or lower harness, don't worry. Solutions are just a click away. Head over to appliancepartspros.com with your model number to order the replacement parts you need, and they'll be on your doorstep in just a couple of days. Once your parts arrive, we have a range of helpful video guides to assist you with the installation process. We'd love to hear how your repair journey went, so feel free to share your experience with us in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your repair.